Hello viewers. Today, we are covering the 5 best retro game consoles on the market, which are the best for you considering some unavoidable factors that you might miss out without watching this video. Here, we are going to give you an impartial review to find the best from a plenty of irrelevant products. If you want more information and updated pricing of the products mentioned in the video, be sure to check the links in the description below. So, let's get started. Number 1. Our overall best pick for the money is Sega Genesis Mini. The Sega Genesis Mini threatens to restart the console wars of yesteryear. If you grew up in the 1990s, you often fell into one of two camps, Team Sega or Team Nintendo. This particular throwback honors what may be the former's best work. For starters, it's a gorgeous device that's the spitting image of the original. That includes the various dials and switches, but it also stretches to a cartridge slot you can actually open and blow the dust from. Better still, it packs 42 classic games drawn from the breadth of the Genesis/Mega Drive era. That includes obvious candidates like Sonic the Hedgehog and Echo the Dolphin, but you also get more unusual choices such as Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. Most of these games have aged well, too. Their 16-bit graphics are every bit as full of life and verve as they were decades ago. There's even a brand new menu soundtrack by 16-bit composing legend Yuzo Koshiro using technology from the 1990s. Number 2. Our second best pick is SNES Nintendo Classic Mini. The SNES was the successor to the NES, and as such its games are more advanced. This replica is very expensive. The edition you get depends on where you like. US gamers can buy the angular North American Super Famicom version with purple accents and controller buttons. The Super NES version, with its more colorful, rounded design with red, blue, yellow, and green buttons is for UK users. Everything else is pretty much as you remember, and we found it heartwarming to see it in our living room again. But what about the games? You'll get 21 fan favorites with the US and European version of Super NES Classic, and they're all excellent. Be it Super Mario World, Star Fox, or The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, these 16-bit icons are every bit as playable today as they were 30 years ago. Number 3. Our third best pick is PlayStation Classic. The PlayStation Classic, released to celebrate Sony's first foray into console gaming, landed with the force of a bomb. As well as being immensely popular at the time, the PlayStation established a lineage of machines that continue to dominate the market today. As such, it was inevitable that they'd bring the original back for a lap of honor. This re-release reduces the console's size and adds USB and HDMI cable ports. Other than that, it's been left exactly as it appeared in the era of the Spice Girls and Friends. And honestly, why would you change anything about it? It was always a gorgeous machine to begin with thanks to its simple design, friendly oversized buttons, and eye-catching disc tray. The replicas of the PlayStation controllers are just as excellent, and because they are USB can be used on other consoles or PC emulation. It's easy to plug and play, and the package overall is of a high quality. Where the PlayStation Classic experience stumbles slightly is with a poorly thought-through approach to emulation. In our PlayStation Classic review, we discovered some games played slower than the originals while others appeared blurry and muddy. There are no options to tweak video settings and no background on the games. Number 4. Our fourth best pick is the A500 Mini. The A500 Mini is a tiny replica of the Amiga 500, the home computer that launched many coders' and developers' careers. Arguably, the likes of Team 17 wouldn't exist without this computer. The replica model is excellent, and in our A500 Mini review we found the general build and responsiveness of the console and its controllers, it supports both a gamepad and mouse, is excellent. The pre-installed games are a mixed bag of classics and curiosities from the late 1980s and early 1990s. We really enjoyed dipping back into the likes of Cadaver, Speedball 2 and Alien Breed. Stunt Car Racer remains a forgotten masterpiece, and Adventure Simon the Sorcerer will impress anyone brought up on Lucasfilm point-and-click adventures. The downside? The games, while excellently emulated and even support a virtual keyboard and disc swapping, are missing some classics that made Amiga an iconic system. We'd love to be able to play Sensible Soccer, The Secret of Monkey Island, and the Cinemaware series of games. You can, kind of, as the A500 Mini enables you to download and install games, though you should own the originals. The issue we find in our hands-on is not all games work with this mini console, and some need a lot of adjustments to get the gamepad and virtual keyboard to work. Number 5. Last but not the least, our 5th best pick is Blaze Evercade vs. Starter Pack. The Evercade VS is the new home console version of the Evercade handheld and brings some interesting design ideas to the retro game console market. Notably, the cartridge system of the handheld gets a boost as this larger console also supports 32-bit games. A big part of Evercade VS is you can play multiplayer games. The console comes with 2 NES-like controllers, and the game packs included in the premium pack are cooperation focused. The Technos Arcade 1 cart, for example, features the excellent Double Dragon 2. Unlike other retro consoles, this supports a broad list of games from various developers, so it's not Nintendo/Sega focused. The Versus comes in 2 versions, $99 for the console with 1 controller and 1 cartridge, or $129 for the console, 2 controllers and 2 cartridges. We'd recommend this bundle. So, grab this while you can. Be sure to check the links in the description below. That's all for this review. Feel free to share your feedback.